I had something. Oh yeah, I wonder if Pugno is banned, because I think maybe Pugno is also pretty up there now.
Yes.
You got to buy Shard to really make it work.
But still,
but it is
very cheap.
It is really good, and you know, unlike a Lion mana drain, you know, I think the cast range is pretty generous on that thing. So usually,
Well, shard mana drain is also huge on Lion, right? So I think that's why.
yeah, the triple suck.
Yeah.
With magic.
That's why, like, I mean, again, Lion 5 is bad, and so is Dazzle 5, right? So that's why probably they weren't thinking about that. But if you're gonna pick a last counter pick 5, I feel like it has to be like a hardcore counter pick, not just Grimstroke, which is fine. He's a better counter to Terrorblade and to PL in general.
Yeah, he's pretty good against PL even, I'd say.
No, he's very good against PL. I like PL a lot.
Brutal against him.
But does Naga care about Soulbind? Not really, right? Because she just walks, right? She can song you and ignore the Soulbind altogether.
Yeah, she's pretty speedy, actually. She's tied for the fastest heroes in the game. So, quite speedy, even.
Also, and this does come into play with Grimstroke, she has the leanest model in the game, or one of the leanest. And this is a real thing, because usually Grimstroke takes advantage of how the illusions body block themselves often. Not with Naga. Never with Naga. So you don't get the massive 15,000 damage Stroke of Fate.
Alvaro's obsessed with Figure. He actually has a video coming out. It's in Spanish about the tier list of the ideal body shape in Dota 2 and how different spells interact with them, don't you?
Yeah. It's called Figures y Figuras. How not... Sorry. No,
there's an 8-minute segment on Hoodwink.
Well, that was because I got hungry halfway through, and I thought I should talk about how Hoodwink should be best cooked.
So do you think...
Yesterday I was talking to Gareth about it. He's like, why would you eat a squirrel? And I looked at him weird, like, why would you not?
Yeah, I think...
When you watch SpongeBob, wasn't Sandy, like, distracting?
Okay, well...
that was just me?
Okay. I was going to say, I don't know, I think squirrel is eaten in some places probably. I know they eat guinea pig in places.
They eat dormouse in Ukraine, and I can imagine, honestly, squirrel is just a dormouse.
What is a dormouse?
It's a larger version of a field mouse. I looked this up because I thought it was very tasty, and I'm really looking to try it.
So, like, convention center mice must be, I mean, just absolutely massive, right?
Well, yeah. This is a rural thing, by the way. Before someone from Ukraine comes and says, "I'm from Kiev, I never ate this," I know. It's a rural thing. It's like an old babushka thing.
DK taking a little bit of a bruising in this top lane. Not a bad lane to be a Undying in, to be honest. Coddle, not really that annoying. As you can see, the Coddle right clicks are kind of laughable.
Yeah. I think this lane is tough for KBU US, not because I think the lane is unwinnable, because I think that they need to deviate a lot from how DK Coddle is played, right? Usually it's all about the Dragon Tail. I think in this lane it's about the Breathe Fire. And I actually think you gotta go for 3-1-1 in this lane, which is scary because Naga can punish you with an early pointed ensnare, but at the same time, there's no other way you're killing these illusions, and you need that damage reduction to deal with Undying, right?
Yeah, Warden can't really use Illuminates reliably, otherwise he just nukes the wave, and that's, you know, you get reported for that basically. Yeah, no, they need some way to reliably deal with it. That's not going to really mess with the equilibrium. P1 getting some pretty good trades as well in the mid lane versus Annihilate. Who is still pretty decent. I mean, there's just so much regen in the mid lane now these days. But P1's certainly on the, you know, he's getting better trades, a better exchange rate anyway, utilizing the natural elusiveness early that the puck has. Good advantage.
P1 was the guy. Oh, you weren't. When we got Z in the interview, he's telling us that P1 was one of the guys that was like they had kind of scouted, or he particularly had scouted to join competitive, and it was his first time like really playing in a quote-unquote serious team, right? And he had been working out a lot to make sure that P1 was like more used to the pressure that it is to play in a game like this.
What do you mean working out?
I did like they were. Sorry, I meant like they were ironing out his kinks, right, from a pub player to being a competitive player.
They were conditioning.
Yeah, sorry. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, so that's why I think you're seeing a lot of progress from him as a laner in general, because I feel like a lot of the things he had were just bad habits.
Godzi is going to die for first blood. Got a little bit too close that time around to steal Borko. He didn't appreciate that. And a quick little Inkswell into the, I think that's probably the second usage of meta, I reckon, given he's level 3 already, is going to net realm the first blood bonus. Pretty late in the game.
It's a very...
But still big for him.
It's a very weak lane. That's why I wasn't a big fan of the monkey DP. I don't really know what the purpose serves. I mean, yeah, DP plus melee hero is good, but DP can act as the melee hero. I don't think it's like when you pick up I don't know, say a Viper or Veno, right, in the offlane, you do need a melee for it. But DP can sometimes act like that, so I don't think it's as necessary. And you also have an Undying already, so I did feel like the Monkey King was a bit forced. And this might be a bit of a sacking of the lane.
Yeah. I do believe, though, that the strength of this Monkey King pick is not really for the lane so much.
It's later.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit, probably like 8 to 17 minutes. I don't know. That's a really strange and specific window. But basically, once the DP has enough levels where she's not really too scared of of TB and the Grimstroke, assuming her positioning is okay, right? So as long as she doesn't make any mistakes, she probably doesn't die. And then she can release the monkey. And much like the 1992 film, what was it called? Pandemic. He's going to just start running to other lanes and biting people and kicking things off there. So
I'm pretty sure Pandemic started in 2020.
See, that was a movie reference. Godzi in trouble once again. This is pretty bad if he dies, to be honest, and he will.
That's very bad. Yeah. You're right though. Like if you could release your 4 like that, you know, and he's like, okay, sorry, I need to chastise my 4. I need to. I'm getting screamed at 1 sec. Anyway, the Monkey King here, you're right. I feel like once you get released, you do have a lot more utility. He is pretty good against Storm because he can stun from out of vision, which you spoke about in the draft, right? And it's not a Hex, but it's close enough, right? Stunning from out of vision is the other way to deal with Spirit heroes in general, especially early level Storm, right? Ball Lightning does not avoid the Boundless Strike. I actually think Boundless Strike has a better cast point than the 2 first levels of Ball Lightning. I'm pretty sure the third one is faster, but because it's immediate, right? It's not even a projectile. It's just like, boom.
Yeah.
So
he's got a bit of a wind-up. I'm not sure what it is. I don't play a lot of Monkey or Storm.
Yeah, that's the cast point that I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I'm pretty sure because I was talking about this with someone that's much better at Dota than me, and they were telling me about how Boundless Strike was almost one of the fastest.
Oh, you were talking to Twitch chat?
Well, no, because I said no more about Dota than me. Not absolutely obliterates my knowledge with their sheer willpower.
Yes, of course. Twitch chat, when they drop knowledge bombs, the earth shudders beneath its weight of the knowledge bomb.
Yes. Like for example, when someone asked today, how do we check the Roche timer in a game, and why can't he do it if he has Dota Plus? That might have been my favorite comment. And then proceed to call 2K Caster afterwards. It was the same person. Shout out to that guy.
We can't all be right all the time, unfortunately. Sometimes.
Yeah, some of us choose some very specific moments to be right.
Sometimes we get to be wrong. And Godzi, you know, he's been wrong twice. He's been on the receiving end of this Grimstroke. And let me tell you, I fed to a lane like this earlier today.
On top?
So that'll happen sometimes. It takes some getting used to.
Oh, look.
The fights, 50-50. No one's going to die, at least not yet.
You know what the problem was there? She's too lean. She couldn't body block because she's too lean. You see how this comes into play, Richie? You see how figures is all that matters here?
Rexy's going to get some fire breathed on him. Down he goes. Cutwell also finding his healing salve, but canceled. However,
what is she doing?
Okay, he dodges the Illuminates, though, with her slim figure. Sunlight giving chase. Another Illuminate gets her well within kill range, and that's going to be 2 kills with 2 brief fires. 2-1-1 so far. DK about to hit level 5. You reckon he's going to put that 3rd point into breathe fire?
I think so. There we go.
He's done it.
Okay, someone knows how to play. I'm happy about it. This is exactly how I think this lane should be proposed, so I think it's very clever. I'm glad. It's also a good use of the DK. The Coddle, sorry. Because the double Dragon Tail is great when you have some sort of damage, right? But if you're a DK, you're like, oh, guys, I stunned her for 10 seconds. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have nobody to help me, so it feels very awkward. You only have 1 Illuminate right during those 2 Dragon Tails, so it doesn't feel that great. So double Breathe Fire, much better. Do you know back in Dota 1?
Hold on, Zero, the most if you're dying. Hold on, Grandpa, no story time. We're making war. Realm, he's backed off, though, and there's a rotation, actually.
Those things.
I think P1 might look for more. Zero, actually, nearly dropping a Borko. Borko's going to give chase. Would have had it anyway with 1 more right-click. P1, in the meantime, has found the coil now onto Realm. Borko, unfortunately, has had to abandon this fight and TP all the way back home, but it looks like Realm's going to make it out alive as well.
He missed, like, a fair amount
Zero.
of spells. There was...
Oh, I thought he's going to die to Reflection.
Oh, he's fine, he's fine.
Close.
Very, very close, though.
Whoa.
I mean, P1 was odd. It feels like he ran so fast that he ran through this Terrorblade. Like he just stopped attacking him, got juked, and now Realm could still be in trouble. They missed another stun there.
Yep.
And he'll
be all right.
That's wild.
He'll be all right. This Coddle very frustrated. Unfortunately, his ward top didn't really pan out into much, and I believe Braxian got the D ward on it as well. He scouted down bottom with his TP early on, so he's not able to secure anything with the Illuminates. Just doesn't feel amazing. I don't know how much Braxy's going to be able to do to stop this DK top lane. You annoy the DK quite a bit, especially because he doesn't have a ton of regen going for 3-1-1. But he has a lot of damage because he's gone 3-1-1 on DK, so Braxy's not completely, you know, invulnerable in this lane. They're fighting bottom again.
Once again, this time it's Zero who's in trouble. He does manage to barely survive here. The extra movements, or speedy Death Prophet, right, in general. Great base movement speed, so it's hard to catch her. It's not like Terrorblade offers you much kill potential outside of meta. They've already done an impressive job of actually getting kills in this lane with only Grimstroke Terrorblade.
Still gonna die though. Okay, but Kadukwa is coming back. Okay, there's going to be a couple of zombies. This is a level 2 tombstone, so the slow is fairly significant, and now the zombies bloodlusted giving chase. They will assist in the kill onto Kadukwa, as Annihilate gets a major kill onto P1 in the mid lane.
Actually, didn't see zombies there. That's why I was confused by what was slowing them. But I'm assuming they were just mixed in the illusions.
Radiant's top tower
yeah, they were there. Have no fear. I saw them.
Yeah. Okay. He didn't hit them. That's what I was asking, right? Like, I guess he couldn't hit them because of the illusions as well.
Yeah, I mean,
that must be a nuisance.
I mean, he tried to clear the tombstone first, and then when Naga came over, he was like, "Guess I run." I mean, the DK, you know, Dragon's not known for their attack speed, unfortunately.
Yes, they're slow lumbering creatures. They're behemoths for a reason. Good kill though on Kadukwa, and kind of important because you gotta abuse the lack of Dragon Blood on DK. Sunlight does not have a free lane. Bottom lane, DP. He is good. First, that was so quick. Annihilate deals so much damage. God Z could be in trouble himself. Turns into a tree, avoids the single hit from Ball Lightning, and that's going to be enough to deter Annihilate.
Yep.
Danny retreats.
He's out of mana now. So I wonder how he's going to look to change this up. Because he doesn't have a bounty, at least not anymore. God Z. Ooh, he's going to be cut down, and that's probably another kill here onto the Monkey King. Not ideal. Realm, who had previously activated meta to just farm in the jungles, is going to use all that bonus damage to easily pick up now his 3rd kill of the game.
This Monkey King is not really working out.
It is not.
We'll see what P1 does here. I don't know who's the best target. Realm, okay. All aside for this. Silence, there's no Sunder either. They don't know this though. As he used on a teammate earlier. Realm tried to break the tombstone. Can't. Annihilate joins in. They got Realm. Still, the tombstone got broken, which means now Braxy is in trouble and he will fall to Annihilate. P1 considering re-engaging with the help of the Monkey King. It's possible. Balance Strike hits. Annihilate could be in trouble. He is very low on mana, but he has enough for one last jump.
Big one.
Not going to be sufficient.
Yeah,
they're not going to go in.
Primal Sprint cooldown fairly significant, so he's not going to really be able to give chase there. Boundless Strike cooldown very long in general. Thank goodness for that. It's a very strong ability, all things considered. In the meantime, though, Sunlight will use all of that space to demolish that tier 1 in the top lane. Didn't have Elder Dragon form active by the looks of it, so just a slow but steady push from him will eventually pay off in a tier 1 tower. Zero's looking to make his own push now, and is going to be repelled briefly by, well, not just a Fortify, but there's also a lot of TPs coming. There's going to be 4 heroes total here to make the play onto the Storm, who is silenced and stunned, but only briefly. Zero grabs the tower, but will in exchange lose his own life. Annihilate might make a zip for more, as he does. Into the river, finds the big old lumbering Undying. Tombstone erected onto the high ground here. Quite tanky, this Undying, but not tanky enough. Eventually takes down.
It was like The Last of Us. It took a bit too long, but it worked out.
The Last of Us?
Yeah, like the video game.
Oh.
Never played that. It's Undying. Undying is like a flower thing. It looks exactly like the zombies from Last of Us.
Oh no, I was never a PlayStation child. So.
Oh no, me neither. I've just heard of it so much, you know, at this point. Not all my references are
anime and manga.
Exactly. I'm trying to update myself. I watch some of the Western media. I hear they have some good shows.
Yes, have you heard of
You know they
Friends?
use real people for them? They don't draw people on them?
They use their friends in media.
Oh, wow. Godzi, oh, wow. This tree doesn't get broken, but he's still stuck in the tree. Someone break it, please. Okay. It was just the warden getting killed. And the kill, sorry.
Yeah,
as the Dream Coil gets expended, I don't think you can fight this now.
I don't think they can fight. They might have a Tombstone relatively shortly, 15 seconds, level 3 Tombstone, but no coil. There's a Song of the, there is no Song of the Sirens. Pardon me. Ianilate's gonna make a jump. I mean, Zero just doesn't have anything, and in fact, I believe he doesn't even have any time to live, as he will be taken down. Kill goes to Borko. They're gonna miss on that Monkey King stun. Sunlight is a bit worse for wear now. Dota2 giving chase, but not fast enough here to really do much about this. As Ianilate finds a DD rune in the river, activating immediately. He's gonna get another kill onto Braxi. And I suppose black and yellow, I mean, they defend the tower, but Sunlight surprising the puck with the blink, secures the kill as well with the level 4 Breathe Fire. And now that is very likely the tower. Ianilate, though, has made a bit of a mistake with that last zip, and he will pay for it. And now I don't think they get the tower.
It's a fast stun. You're right. They don't get the tower, but they still got a bunch of kills off it. I thought it was funny because in the draft we're talking about how Coddle works well with all the heroes, and Ianilate's like, no, he's mine. Do you think he's ever going to Chakra Magic the DK? Fuck that guy. He has to buy Soul Ring for himself. I'm going to get all the mana. And he is utilizing it perfectly. When you draft something like this, where you like draft Coddle Storm, there's a lot of pressure on the Storm player to perform. Because you've drafted around him, right? The enemy team also didn't cancel him too much. I think the Monkey King was okay-ish, but definitely not, Lion levels of cancel. Which allows him to have a relatively good game, and Ianilate's delivering. So, pretty happy for him. He's gonna go for an Orchid. Usually, this build is pretty bad these days, right? Rather, but with how well his game is going and how much he wants to have an impact, I think it's fine. It's a way to deal with the Undying before the Tombstone comes out. That's a big deal in the fights.
Right now, the Naga Siren pulling a little bit of a lead over the TB. Really, what the biggest breakout for me in this game so far is DK, especially when compared to the impact that Zero's managed to find this game. Not only is there a really distinct difference in terms of net worth, but also the game impact so far. As here goes Sunlight's tower demolished. They're going to set their sights now for the Undying, who clears the Phantom, but will still end up dying all the same. Zero in trouble.
Okay, the song is used here, but for what purpose? Just to disengage here? We still have Sunder on TB. He's currently silenced, finally gets it off. Steal Borko. Godsey still died. Was that a disengage song? I feel like it was way too late for disengage.
Yeah, I think they were on a couple different pages there, because Monkey King was fairly happy, or he seemed happy enough to sit inside his Wukong's command. He said, guys, I caught 4 heroes in it. P1 even shot a couple of spells and didn't have coil. Yeah, I'm not sure either. Tombstone was already dispatched, so they couldn't do the, stacking zombies trick, which is pretty good. To be honest, these zombies do end up hurting, and the move speed slow does synergize with, basically Monkey King, even though he is just a support. It's a bit of damage anyway with his ulti. But KBU are going to get away with that one, basically for free. Even getting a couple kills in the meantime. Black and Yellow, unfortunately, this game so far for them not really stringing together too nicely. But here's a smoke play. And showing pretty far aggressively is Ianilate top lane. Now he's just shown. There's a tier 1 up. However, Black and Yellow, they are going to go into the triangle. Where the smoke breaks for Braxi. So he's not going to be able to find his mark. And in fact, I believe the tables will turn here, Albo.
Don't bloody light him away from the fireball, please. As Storm brings him back in. That was really funny.
Fireball reveal.
Yeah, fireball reveal, indeed. I mean, around minute 15, if DK doesn't have fireball, he's having a bad game. You always save for that item, right? As much as you can. I mean, in general, I feel like Sunlight's been playing a really solid game here. And Annihilate, too. I feel like KBU is looking strong. And now they're probably having the awkward conversation of, like, hey, Borko, are you sure you want to, like, retire? Like, you have another season with us?
So talk to me about what you think about this DK offlane here. Do you think this is, like, legit? Do you think he's kind of like a late patch breakthrough, or do you think he's just meh? Because I've heard a lot of mixed reactions from other talents whenever the hero gets picked for the offlane.
I think on the talent's just behind the net. I think the hero's really strong.
Oh, okay.
Not gonna lie. I feel like the fireball change was huge, like just a 5-minute difference, right? It was one of those things where people got nudged, right? Like, it wasn't bad before the fireball, but now we're starting to see his real strength because you can get it at minute 15, which is a huge difference, especially with this faster meta. The only difficulty with DK offlane is that if you do get a really bad core-to-core matchup, this hero feels really weak. But people are starting to deviate into this Breathe Fire build that you see this game, for example, and they're starting to make work of it. And there's not a single hero, or there's very few heroes that beat DK, and they beat him regardless of Dragon Tail build, Dragon Blood build, or Breathe Fire build. He has a lot of diversity as a hero. So, what is also nice, by the way, on the DK is that he's simple. He really is one of the easiest heroes to execute on. It's all about strategy. And people don't credit that enough.
Sure.
When you have an offlaner and he's played like his 6th game in a day, right? In the, like, you know, in a major or whatever, and he's played a lot of games a day, giving him a DK to relax a little bit and only think about strategy, huge deal. Huge mental reset, especially if you're tilting.
Yeah, I reckon we're probably going to see a patch that is going to nerf perhaps his mana cost, at least on Fireball, or they're going to make it scale with Elder Dragon form. Because getting an 80 damage per second ability that lasts for 2 seconds is fairly ridiculous at minute 15.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the shard change was the best. I would rather there's nerfs, not to the DK specifically. I'm kind of tired of these patch nerfs. And when I say with that, it's like they just see one hero being strong and they don't nerf the meta game around them or whatever. They just nerf the hero. I really would like to see just a overall change in gameplay. As the initiation goes, Exorcism used, Tombstone as well. The Warden could be in trouble himself. The Warden, does not outrun the DP Crypt Swarm. In fact, there's no help for this DK. This whole time, Black and Yellow's like, surely they'll TP. Surely they value their teammates' lives? No.
They took the long route through the Dire jungle. Now they're here. It's a bit late. P1 showing off his brand new Witchblade. He's got another item coming. I don't know if it's anything major. It is. It's a Blink Dagger.
Yep. And to your point earlier, I just wish that, like, I think if carries were stronger, DK wouldn't feel that great as an offlaner. But carries are just not that strong right now. I feel like carries have been undervalued or, like, just very weak for the past few patches. I really wish they got some buffs.
Carries? Getting buffed?
Like the position. You know? Like, not a specific carry. Like, the position itself feels kind of weak.
In what way? Because they have to, like, farm for 15 minutes?
Right, like first of all, your jungle gets difficult, so if you lose your lane, it's much more punishing now for carries, right? You don't seem to have a really safe place to farm. The game is so fast that faster carry or slower carries, like say Spectre or whatever, are just unviable, right? Some carries are so overbuffed that they overshells all the other carries, tiny, you know. So there's these kind of issues that make it so that the other positions also seem kind of one-dimensional. It's hard to determine in this current meta what heroes are good and what heroes are just good because Tiny and DP are so strong. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I think the jungle changes were overall actually really good because really what they dissuaded from was people taking early stacks, right?
Exactly, but just, you know, change the map maybe with that.
Change the map 100%. We need a new map.
Right? And like if you do that and you change the jungle, then it's harder because when the map gets figured out like this, they know exactly where the carry's gonna farm. They know what the optimal route is. So hunting him down is so easy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good point. I wouldn't mind making the jungles slightly more secure, or at least you got to be a little bit more clever. Maybe like one more opening to each jungle in terms of like, you know, an extra staircase. But you know, there's I don't know, more high ground or something in jungles. That makes it a bit scarier to go into like the inner jungle where the cores are likely farming. I don't know, something like that, right? So it's a bit harder to figure out, and there's a little bit more counterplay.
Sure. Yeah.
Map change. I mean, I spoke a lot about it at the start.
Just make pros dumb again, right?
No, exactly. Make them battle not just for the reaction speed and how many times they can catch Hector farming with his, you know, Midas in the jungle, in the triangle, because he does it every single game, and make them all figure it out again. Tombstone is dropped.
I agree. Because right now, the patch has been figured out by so much that there's just not that much diversity between the mid teams, right? You either are a 2000 IQ pro, or you're all in the same patch.
That's going in. Not a lot of follow-up here.
Yep. Once again, it feels like Sunlight is doing one thing and his team is somewhere else here. In this case, like, he went in, but Storm didn't jump with him. I think that was the right play, though, by Annihilate. I think if you jump, you die, probably. Yeah. Steel Borko's gonna divert the attention. Okay, this is a pincer maneuver. Metamorphosis on its last legs, though. I don't know if they want to fight into this, but they're gonna try anyway. Exo gets popped. Annihilate, in trouble. Ooh, the Sunder to save him. A good usage there of the Terrorblade at least, but the TPs need to come out now. Terrorblade TP. Storm didn't have time to do it. Ball lightning, and then he can TP now.
Oh, the coil. P1 got him.
He actually ball lightning into the puck. That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
that's very unfortunate.
Not really sure what P1 was doing out here, to be honest. Karua was off chasing a kill onto the Grimstroke, and perhaps P1 ended up getting kited a bit by the Coddle. But yeah, really awkward fight for Black and Yellow. That actually ends up working out for them. Because not only do they defend the Tier 2 tower, but they end up getting a big kill onto the Storm Spirit, as well as activating in both the mid laner and still giving Karua a kill, who now has got Eye of Scotty, by the way. So this Naga Siren is chugging along for her farm.
Yeah, she still can like solo carry the team Black and Yellow, right? Even though that's not how you play Naga Siren as much these days, with this amount of farm, and even not going for Diffusal, right? Going for more of the stats built Naga Siren, which is even more of a mid-late game kind of hero. I think it's a really... It could easily be just carried by Karua. The team doesn't really need to do much.
By the way...
And this is where KBU needs to consider what their options are against Naga.
In case you haven't seen this Naga here in a while, because I don't blame you, really it's still quite a rare pick, pardon me, because she's still a little bit slower. She's got a counter now for her Riptide, as an Annihilate's going to snag that DD Rune. Every 6 auto attacks for her and all of her illusions, they share a counter. They just trigger a Riptide.
Yep.
Pretty good.
It's quite strong. Before they changed it so that each illusion has its own counter, which is dumb. But now it's much better. Okay, still Volko. Look how fast he just melts. And she's gonna go for Ags. This is the build that we've seen in the past, like, 2 or 3 patches, like since TI, right? If you guys watch Yatoro and TI, he always built Ags. And people were like, oh, he's building it for this reason, he's building it for this reason. And Yatoro's like, nah, I just like I just think Ags is kind of a broken. It just makes Ensnared be really strong. It allows Ensnared to be like before, essentially, where it now targets spell immune units. But on top of that, it also reduces the cooldown and increases cast range.
Wait, Ensnared?
So even though it seems like a simple thing, it's huge.
When could you... Did it targeted spell immune heroes before?
Yes, for the longest time. It was actually one of the few spell immune counters.
That's
why Naga 4 and 5 were popular.
I know that tiny toss was the thing. Like, Jug would try and spin TP away, and then you would just toss him and cancel TP. I remember that was the thing for the longest time.
No, but Ensnare targeted spell units for a really, really long time. Like, Naga was considered the counter Lifestealer and Jug for that reason, when they were the 2 biggest carries, right? Or like a BKB counter. And he used to play her as 4 and 5 very commonly. But I don't know, man. I'm an old grandpa, so it could have been 3-4 years ago. But it was very common.
Honestly, I don't quite remember. I you know, basically, with Naga, would just hate the hero in general, and I try and pick Lion, and then still die to her. Smoke breaks. You want lead on in. They find the Ensnare. Sunlight activates the BKB. Pretty good Dream Coil. Annihilate's going to snap it, but he's going to be at least saved for now. In fact, he jumps back on a P1. Sunlight can't really do much either to stop Annihilate, who murders the puck. In the meantime, they've also lost the Monkey King. A buyback from Borko, and so far he's the only casualty for KBU, but he's already immediately back into the fight thanks to the proximity of the outpost. Now they're going to hit the reset button. Song of the Sirens out. It's going to allow Zero at least to escape. But the Tombstone has timed out. Buyback now from the Monkey King. Immediately here. Tier 1 tower providing a very quick TP north. Krell needs to be a bit careful. Tombstones, sorry, I make that Riptides tear through them. Of course, still fighting? No, surely not. Yes.
I gotta point out, by the way, I don't know if you saw Borko actually went for the shard on the Inkswell, so that Ensnares feels much weaker right now. He saved his teammate. Oh no. Oh, that was awkward. Where's my dispel now?
That's a dieback for him.
Yeah. Yeah, still Borko's actually super valuable right now because his shard will always save whatever gets ensnared, and you just spend 4,200 gold to be countered by a 1,400 gold item, right? So that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta wait 3 seconds, and Naga can do a lot of damage in those 3 seconds. But yeah, it is good. It is really, really good. That is what saved the storm. I thought that's what saved the storm. I wasn't 100% sure though, because honestly, shard is a trivial expense, yes, for most carries and offlaners, but for supports it can be quite the taxing item. Just got it online.
Yeah, they have to learn. They have to find a way to deal with the storm. I do feel like these team fights are Black and Yellow are a bit awkward. It's not what I would expect for them to do. Like Zero should be the one tanking, leading. P1 that gets the jump afterwards, the Dream Coil. it doesn't feel like they have a clear game plan for these things, and they're gonna have to organize it better. I haven't seen a single song by Carahua that I thought was quite impactful.
Yeah, me neither.
Again, I don't know if it's his fault or just the team communication, but it just feels like the song is an afterthought at the end. And they should be a primordial part of your fight, right? The strength Naga has over other illusion carries is this incredible skill of Songless Iron.
Full Eggs online. Heart next just to keep her illusions alive. Name of the game for the Naga Siren. Up to level 18, so her song now is going to be max level. That's a really good level 20 talent for Naga. The +1 mirror image illusion on the Riptide hits. Invisibility. They're both really good. Zero in general's got some amazing talents. 15 strength. That's a lot of HP.
Yeah, she has good talents. Naga's one of those heroes that got hiddenly buffed for a while, and Saiyan Boy's like, I swear, this hero's good! And nobody else listened to him. Arteezy also a Naga enjoyer as well, actually.
You know who else is a Naga
in general,
enjoyer?
NA. Oh.
Radiant
what's his name? Carry from Alliance, Nico Baby.
Is he really?
Yeah, of course.
It's been a while since I saw him. I remember that Mineski, he used to play it a lot.
Yeah, he loves the hero. And Medusa.
Oh, he just likes fish.
Yeah, he does.
Sense. I bet if he could play Slark or carry.
Yeah.
Oh, he also likes Slark now that I think about it. It's true. Hasn't been able to play in 8 patches.
Nope. Much to the what does chagrin mean?
Like the sadness, right?
Okay, much to the chagrin of Pale Horse as well. Then another NA.
But yeah, it was the correct usage there, 100%.
Another NA legend.
That's true. Yeah. Pale Horse has not played Slark for what, like 2 years? That hero's really crap, honestly.
Yeah, people tried doing it as a solution to the Medusa, and then everyone went, "Oh God, this hero is awful."
Well, remember when the Soul Ring build gave them some hope, and people are like, "Oh, we can fix Slark again because now you can go Soul Ring and farm the jungle." Then jungle creeps get buffed. You're like, "Oh my God, we just figured this out."
First it was even before that, I believe it was what was it? What was the item that had a crap ton of mana regeneration? The Ice Frog went no.
Falcon Blade. Oh, Echo Saber.
Was it Echo Saber? I thought it was the Falcon
Blade. It was Echo Saber.
Didn't Falcon?
Both got nerfed, but Echo Saber was the big nerf there, and he used it.
Slark would just rush it and then be able to spam Dark Pack on creeps, and then Ice Frog went no. Braxy breaking a smoke here.
Has Tombstone, doesn't drop it. That means they don't want to fight.
He's gonna die for it. It does open up Roche. Braxy actually without buyback as well. I mean, hard to blame him on dying, especially when the game is hard. I mean, at least when the kill score is so one-sided, because he gets all his farm and gold basically, not by farming but by fighting, and because they've been doing a lot of that, he's got really no gold. It's just 4K in bank. Still a full, I mean that full Hololock, it ain't bad. Annihilate's found a mark. The Naga, who is going to fight through this one. Sunlight joining as Kadahua is able to at least avoid the Inkswell stun. They're preventing the song from coming through, but they stack the stuns. Kadahua still in trouble, gets off the song, but just barely taken down to the poison from the dragon, but it's not enough. Thanks to the Reaver and the Strength Treads toggled on, he will live.
Okay, alright, that was really close for Kadahua. Thank God he kept that Manta style towards the very end to dispel the ghost, otherwise he was screwed. Or to get rid of the ghost, rather. You don't dispel that. The Roche is gonna fall though. It seems like. I mean, they're gonna try to use Tombstone. Like, so okay, they're committing to this.
Have Tombstone.
They do have Tombstone.
There it is.
Okay. And BKB used by Zero. They actually get zoned out. They don't want to fight in the pit. That was a freebie for Black and Yellow. Okay.
Kadahua's back. Doesn't have song.
Kadahua is.
Oh, P1. Easy to lose.
They do kill the puck, but it's the Aegis only. That's not that big a deal. And Snare catches the DK. At least 1 kill in return.
Looks like it.
1 kill for the Aegis is not that bad, considering that you weren't meant to have the Roshan to begin with, right?
Yeah, I'd agree. Not bad at all. However, if they get Kadahua this time, no, okay, they're not going to go for it.
I feel like well, I guess they saw the heart. They're like 4K HP. Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Is that really only 18 regen a second with heart? That can't be right. That's not 18 regen. Come on. Trying to trick me with that. It's way more than 18% regen. Kill on the Godzi for Annihilate, even if he is bullwhipped at the tail end of it. Yeah, it's much more. It's a percentage-based heal. I'm not sure why it says only plus 18. It's,
top tower is
oh
under
goodness,
attack.
1.6. That's such a random number. More than 40.
What are you talking about?
The heart regen.
Oh, the heart
Yeah,
regen.
for you, does it also just say plus 21 now for Naga's Iron?
Radiant's top tower
It does, yep. Yeah, it's definitely much more. You're right. Look, I mean, it's not like we had spring cleaning up there. We just need one of those, right? And then these things.
Yeah, we just have to wait 11 months for the next one.
What do you mean the next one?
Well, so there will be another spring.
Oh, that's true.
You know, time is a flat circle, but here on Earth,
Radiant's
things are
top
quite
tower is
cyclical.
under attack.
Oh, that time was just, you know, it's like time is like space, and you can just travel through it. That's why I keep remembering things from Dota 1. That was actually yesterday for me.
Do you know, actually, that... Oh, hold on. That's a fight breaking out. Praxi, once again, is going to be the main target. And he gets off his Holy Locket, but isn't going to be allowed to live. There's the jump. Katawa, he threw out an ensnare. Annihilate, though, now with the BKB. He's going to jump right onto him there. Actually tearing through this Naga Siren, silenced up. She can't get off the song, and there is no save for her. Monkey King is going to elope up into a tree. Everyone else just kind of ignores his Wukong's command. A big silence, at least, is going to stop this fight. For now, as I annihilate once more. Wants the monkey.
How's he not breaking the tree?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bro, I annihilate. I see where he's going with the ball lightning. It's just not getting Gutsy. Gutsy almost has Orchid, by the way. I feel like a lot of these fights for black and yellow, someone needs to make the call. I don't know if there is anyone. Just go like, yeah, we fight here. Because if the Undying drops Tombstone on the high ground, doesn't matter if he's dead. You know? Zero dies now in the bottom lane. They're always caught alone, and Storm is abusing this so much.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pickup line. I mean, you know, it's basically Steel Borko with 1 minute. Okay. Steel Borko plus anyone that can gap close is always going to be a really strong combination here. Storm Spirit obviously can make great use of it, pardon me. DK also, right, a great user of that Inkswell. Plus you get the Dispel now after, and, you know, a tiny bit of heals, which may be, you know, impactful. But mostly the Dispel and just the stun is amazing. They get through the Naga Siren. Who does most of the damage there? It's the Storm, actually, by a large margin. Then following suit is the DK. I mean, just to show you how much damage this Fireball does, that's 14 procs of Fireball. Really starts to add up if you can't escape it. 80 DPS is huge. What's Radiance Burn? Isn't it like 60?
Yeah, useless. Right. I honestly don't think of that item.
Yeah,
it would be good on Naga. Yeah, it could be an interesting. The range is much slower,
yeah,
or much.
No,
smaller.
I agree. I was just comparing the damage of Fireball to another item, which is Radiance, and Fireball is more damage than Radiance if you, of course, stand in it. There's Reconnect coming soon. Of course, the team's very keen to keep this one rolling, as KBU have another tiebreaker match immediately to follow, where they play the third and final team involved in the tiebreakers, which is 5-Man Midas. Black and Yellow will get some time to not only, of course, watch the match, but cool down and maybe even warm up for their next and third and final game.
Dire's structures are fortified.
The way this one is heading, they may also need to kind of work on the comms, because, yeah, things are not really looking put together for them at the current moment.
I feel like they're not playing the kind of draft that can be played with no comps, right? Like, if you're going to play... Like, the draft for KBU is much easier to play without comps. You just have Storm zips in, you go Inkswell me, and that's it, right? There's not much complexity to it. With Black and Yellow, when you play these kind of drafts that are just good, right? The draft is honestly a good draft overall, but there's nothing specific you play around or any special synergy. Yeah, it's a 4-protect 1, but Naga's not a 4-protect 1 that just solos the enemy team, right? She needs help. And particularly in catches, otherwise she gets kited. That's the case with any melee carry. So I feel like this is the kind of thing where either you draft something that's much easier to execute, like Storm Coddle, or you need to be able to at least communicate when the fight's going to work. And maybe they are doing that, and there's just a bit of a distress right now. Maybe it's the first match of the day, they're warming up, who knows. But it's not looking very good. The team fights look a little bit haphazard.
Can I just say, because I was always an outspoken critic of Bloodthorn being a little bit of a useless item, I love the new Bloodthorn. Way to get Mage Slayer involved. Like, good job.
Yeah. I liked it. I didn't mind it with Silver Edge though either, but I did realize that made it kind of weak for carries. Okay, they got the storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the kind of coordinated fights I'm looking for. Now they commit for this, I presume.
Oh, they didn't get Tombstone down.
Oh, that was huge. Exorcism has been committed by Zero, but he's been leashed. He can't get away. He's gonna die. And about the DK, it's gonna carry this against the Naga. Naga can't deal with him in time. And now with the Will-O-Wisp on top of that, they stun the Naga. She's stuck in the Will-O-Wisp forever. Wukong's command to protect her is not enough. The Monkey King has to jump away.
Radiant are scanned.
Yeah, they couldn't get the Tombstone down. I don't think it makes a difference in that fight. I suppose the way that they ended up controlling the course for the duration of that fight, P1 just has to basically run for his life, leaving Naga high and dry, unable to get off the song, stunned, silenced, and, well, slept, I believe, is the status effect for the Ignis status. Tier 2 tower dropped in the mid lane. Realm still has a little bit left on this meta. Well, not enough to do any damage to high ground, but the Ancient Black Dragon, I'm not actually sure. I got the Slyrak form of the dragon is here. Even though I believe we discussed this at an earlier stage. You told me that this isn't Slyrak.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Slyrak is the red one.
The black one.
Someone commented on it. And then Twitch chat's always right.
Who's the black one?
I hope you're not. Who knows? It's his cousin. It's Slyrak.
It's
No, mate. We'll find out in the third season, right? Or maybe if you put all the cut segments, right, of the two first seasons, then maybe they tell you there.
I don't know, dude. I think the way Netflix is going, we're not going to get a third season of that show.
Frankly, that might be for the best because every time they produced 5 hours of show and they go, you know what? Why don't we just do it in 20 minutes? You go, no? That's what ruins pacing?
Why make many show when few show do good?
Yes. And then you go, but Arcane got a whole hour. Oh, but Arcane's League of Legends. That's different.
That's different, don't you know? Don't you know? League of Legends.
Bottom tower
It's a character-driven narrative.
You slap.
People love that.
You slap LOL on anything, it'll sell like hotcakes. Speaking of hotcakes, they want this man's cake, and they're gonna get him.
Oh my God!
Big and his fattest does break trees. Lots of money. Not bad. I mean, Annihilate does use Arcane Rune for this. This could have been a lot worse. Now he's not gonna have this one Roche fight.
That's fine. I think that actually, you know what? That's crazy. Is KBU US for the team that literally is playing with a hero or a guy that they haven't played with him forever has been doing a great coordination. Like, we want to remark, these guys don't scrim either. Like, it's kind of wild that they're playing as well. I was expecting a much worse performance from them. No offense to them, but just they don't scrim, they don't practice. They told us that they're playing with a guy they haven't played with for a while, and you still are playing a really solid game.
Ooh, they kill the courier and maybe even the puck. Aeon the savior.
Okay.
The puck for now.
Fuck Aeon does feel bad though, and it means that the enemy
that
team
was
has a lot of stuns.
BKB for Naga. That was the BKB Avo.
Oh, that's huge. I think you lose Rax like this. Do you lose the last one is the question? Okay, and snare on the Dragon Knight? What sent it back? Not really sure there. The Naga, the DP walks in the middle of this, terribly just destroys her. God Z. Wukong's command is useless here.
Yeah, they just don't kill. Realm's BKB has now worn off. He's got a full Mjolnir by the way.
Oh, we have Stormax. I have Stormax, the Inkswell Sunlight just to make sure he does get the dispel off.
Yeah, I mean, but they got what they came for, right? Bottom lane of Barracks deleted. They get the kill on Zero. He just absolutely melts in that fight. Okay, I'm not sure. I believe, I might be mistaken here, but I believe Karhua has another Ogre Axe that's going to respawn on the Courier in 2 minutes. He just really needed the BKB, so he bought another one.
That feels bad. I think you're right.
I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I saw the little Courier notification had an Ogre Axe in it.
I mean, that BKB doesn't do much, right? Because the Terrorblade is just dealing with a Naga.
Yeah, it's got a lot of damage.
We always talk about Terrorblade not being able to deal with Illusion heroes, but that's because the Illusion heroes tend to send illusions against supports, and Terrorblade can't protect supports, right? It's not so much that they actually completely overwhelm Terrorblade. And, okay, once again, the tree cut for God Z. There's the Will-O-Wisp. God Z is not getting out of this one alive. At least he did kill the support, though, as a result. P1 also joins in, but the Warden
So 1
at
for
4
1.
steps.
There's no meta for 40 seconds.
Oh, they got Puck again.
Not ready.
Not ready. Bucket will live for now, though. Fireball cancels the Blink Dagger. And that's going to be enough to kill him. He had to get the Blink Dagger in the precise moment before Fireball ticks. It's a bit difficult to do that. You're kind of dependent on server ticks there.
Oh, and
I don't know where P1 is playing from.
Metamorphosis is ready to go in 20 more seconds. That's the buyback now formed from P1. Karawa can delay this with Song of the Siren. Zero is also nearby. And Silence here does catch the DK. He's got free pathing now with his Elder Dragon form level 4 now. Tombstone is going to be immediately killed. Rum has a DD rune run to the hills. Annihilate giving chase his Silence, but he's got Stormcrafter to dispel himself, as he is going to be silenced and likely feared here. Not bad, but Zero has fallen for that. Annihilate's still alive. In fact, makes the jump back onto P1. They need a little bit more damage. They haven't quite found it yet. P1 still can't quite find Annihilate. Little mini zip and a TP underneath the ward. He lives.
Wow. And they killed the monkey in DP regardless, so they didn't really lose anything there. Huge.
Yeah, and then Annihilate's just immediately back. He's getting been recalled. There's a regen rune. Annihilate picks it up. He's gonna didn't have a bottle, so just immediately activates it. As Realm will slay Roshan for the second time. Just now a shard. Is he gonna take both? Yes, Demon Seal for him. And Aegis, of course. And now, all of a sudden, the game was fairly close up until that first Tier 3 siege. I think it was like less than a 4K net worth lead. KBU have blown it wide open. 20K Aegis now on the hard carry. And,
I did think that Black and Yellow had better chances, honestly, until this late game. But some of my doubts manifest themselves. I was wary about the DP as the offlaner. I think it shows why. I was wary of the Monkey King. I think it shows why. It's just some of the things that from Black and Yellow required a very precise execution, and I don't think they showed that this time. Realm even has a Mjolnir just in case, because he knows the only threat. Like, when you can itemize like this is not a good sign for Black and Yellow. Not because, like, Realm was not adapting here. He's just saying, the only threat from you guys is literally the Naga Siren. I don't care about your puck, I don't care about whatever the supporting pack is. I literally just care about Naga. That's not a good sign for how your draft went, or how your game is going, at least.
Godseep, you know, a little bit annoying, trying to cut the waves. He's not quite done it perfectly. There's still a full HP melee creep, and he didn't really nuke this wave either. But he's at least going to slow down this siege ever so slightly.
There's a storm, right? He's just afraid of dying. That was the biggest issue of the Monkey King the whole game. And Sunlight can be the one to push high ground. They do combine Realm with Sunlight this time, which puts Realm in a difficult position. But he still has Aegis and BKB. Oh, and the Inkswell, of course, to save him, just in case. It's under the illusion for good measure.
Yeah. Sunlight, who is level 23, is just beating down these barracks. Zero makes the jump in with an aggressive play. The silence is good. P1 to follow suit. Godzi is going to erect the Wukong's command. Not bad. Karawa is going to find himself his man, but Realm is just doing too much damage. Zero's already dead. There is no Sunder here, but there is a Vortex, and the damage is immense from Annihilate. Oh, goodness. Double buybacks now. Double buybacks for both sides, even. KBU still in fighting shape here.
Nice, the rack. There we go. They finish the racks off as they go for the last fight. They kill Zero. That's going to be a dieback for him as the Terrorblade continues to fight Karswa, but there's no more meta, so he is in a difficult spot now. There's meta?
Yeah, oh, sorry, not meta. I thought you meant Sunder. Pardon me.
No, yeah, there's no meta, which was why he died there. But it's okay, because his Aegis anyway. Electric Vortex has been used, and that gets Braxi off. In fact, Karakwa could be in trouble himself. He dies to the Illuminate. The GG is called by Black and Yellow. KBU win the first best of one of today. Yes, Terrorblade commits suicide just for good measure. And that means KBU is one step closer at staying in Div 2. I mean, for sure now they're not going to be eliminated, but they're still...
That's right.
I mean, at least in today's,
not
today's
today.
rounds.
Not today.
Yeah, exactly.